So Facebook, you know, fake news, especially after the last election cycle, Facebook got a lot of flack for people posting things that were satire articles or just completely false and bogus, and it was getting shared and spread, and all this misinformation was going around, sensationalism, if you will. And Facebook got a lot of flack for being the fake news source. And so they are now, as of the 30th of June, going through to the specific posts that continue to be not true or of some sort of bogus material. They're going through and they're hiding that from most people's news feeds. So what they say they're doing is that they're going to the repeat offenders, the people who they say it's in a tiny group on Facebook of people who they have found continuously are reposting and sharing or adding these clickbait type stories to their walls. So now they have these algorithms where they can try to keep it off of the news feeds of the rest of us so that we're not seeing these and then resharing misinformation. So this is now in effect. Facebook is working on it. We know that they hired 2,500 people earlier in the summer, late spring, to try to combat the whole fake news crisis that they're going through. And so now they're trying to take it upon themselves to say, okay, we're going to shield you from seeing some of these stories.
I'm on Facebook's side on this, and let me tell you why. We tend to forget that Facebook, they write their own rules. They're their own company. And they do not have a license from the FCC. They are not a news organization. Sure, news organizations can share their content via Facebook, which it can either be shared, you can either pay to have it rise to the top of the news feed and be seen by more people. There's a bunch of different things that are built into their business model. But they are in control of that news feed. They own that. They own the method of which what you see and when you see it, and they prioritize the traffic. So if they want to make these changes, they're going to do it. And I think that they took a lot of heat because at the end of the election cycle, when people go in and analyze, well, what were the most shared, the most viewed things on Facebook during the election cycle via Facebook, I think it was like 80% of the top most shared things ended up being not true. And so they were called out for that, and so they're starting to make changes because it is in their business model and it's their business. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, no,
they're under no obligation to post everything that they get.
Yeah, I'm on board with this. Because I mean, why wouldn't you not? Why would you want to see posts from, what did I call the site, Dina? bubblegum.hatred.org/.net. Like, at some point it has to stop, and unfortunately some people can't identify or spot spam or fake news. You automatically click on it. You never know what it is. You can click on something that takes you in a totally different direction versus what the actual title of the article said. So I'm totally in agreement, and seeing other people fall into the trap as well, because it's one thing for you to spot something and say, oh, that's kind of spammy, but it's another for you to see people interacting and engaging underneath that said post as if it were not fake and just falling down the rabbit hole. So I think it's about time that Facebook did something.
And yeah, to clarify too, they're not going to go through and shut down people's accounts who are sharing that information. No. What they're doing is they're going to hide specific articles and specific websites of this little demographic of people who are sharing these things. Now, let me play devil's advocate here for a moment. Yes, I know Facebook is its own business, but I am very heavy into the social media. I do a lot of the social media reporting here at the station. My concern with this is then, what if they start censoring, in a way, because that's what it is, us from seeing certain types of articles? What if they don't hide all of it? What if they are only hiding a liberal standpoint or a conservative standpoint or something that benefits some sponsor or some partner of Facebook? My fear is once you start hiding things and once you start removing certain things or making it harder for people to see, who is regulating that and making sure that that is not done in a biased way? That's my only concern in this.
Their customer will dictate if they decide that's okay or not.
Yeah,
I mean, there are news organizations that are specifically built to cater to a certain audience. So and people know that, and it's so if they go in that direction, that means that they've decided that this is best for business to do that. I would argue that they've probably looked at everything, and the more people on there, the most amount of time that are having a good experience with it, the better for their business, the more ads they can sell, the more ads people can see, and so they're going to try and reach a middle ground. That would be my suspicion, because the other organizations that are supplying content, they already have their business model, either
Right.
one way or the other. So
Right.
Facebook wants to just they want to make the most money. They're a publicly shared company. They want to stay out of it and just and provide the best experience for everyone.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, we have to remember, fake is fake. So whether you feel like people are leaning more towards a different side, they're hiding more fake posts from this side versus the other side, well then we need to all advocate, we need to be advocates to hide all of the fake stuff from all sides, because at the end of the day, the problem with people continuing to fall down the rabbit hole, we've seen the reaction, we've seen what's happening. Now you have a discussion about fake news at every turn. And again, would this have been the case if Facebook would have taken a stand or gotten ahead of the curve a little sooner?
Right.
Would this be a discussion now? And since it is a discussion now, this is the perfect time to try to do something about it.
Yeah.
And let me just go back to one. Remember how Facebook came to be? MySpace was the big social media
Yep.
site of its day. And MySpace said, do whatever you want. And you could play with the code and you could get crazy. MySpace became a disaster. You would go there and you'd have a million things pop up, glitter names, cartoons, all sorts of stuff. And Facebook was the clean, organized version. So people are like, I know what I'm getting with Facebook. With MySpace, who knows what's going to happen?
Right.
And then Facebook made some decisions with the games, with Farmville. Remember that got out of control, and the user experience became bad. And people are like, forget Facebook because of Farmville. So they cleaned it up. So this may be just another way to clean it up so that the experience is a good one, so they keep coming back for more.
I'm still getting game invites, by the way. Listen, I'm still getting those.
We're not interested.
I do not want to
Friends
play
and
that game
family
with
who
you.
are sending. Eloy, thank you for being with us as always. You're one of our loyal viewers, so thank you for always watching. She says people on Facebook will share fake news because they don't read the URLs and they believe everything on the internet is true. That is so true. I have family members who share things and the headline sounds juicy and sexy and so provocative. And then you read the article and it's nothing like the headline. And you read the URL and it's not from a reputable
From like
source.
Yellow Brick
Yes.
Road slash
net.org silver.
Juicy Tubes. Like, come on.
Yeah, and so, but it takes.
Oh, that's not real?
Sorry,
Sorry,
Rob. I know
sorry,
that
Mom
one
and Dad.
article you were
Sorry,
reading.
Mom and Dad.
Yeah, but I will say that's where the experience comes from us. It is our responsibility as citizens of this country, where there is a free speech, there is free press, we have the right to go on Facebook. People in North Korea don't have the right to go on a Facebook page right now. We have all of this at our fingertips. These resources are readily available for us, but it's our responsibility to educate ourselves on what is going to be helpful information for us in our lives. And please do your research. The Onion, for example, there are articles that come out of The Onion that's a satire website, and you got to be careful because sometimes you'll see these things getting shared and shared and shared and start talking about it in public, and then you realize, oh, that was an Onion article. That wasn't real. That was a make-believe, some story that somebody created. So you've just got to take it upon yourself to know what's real and not.
Yeah, but most people don't. I
No,
mean, how
they
many
don't.
times, and that puts you in kind of an awkward situation. One of your close friends, one of your family members, they just share something that they're like, oh, this is good. And then you have to either
Private
say
message.
publicly, hey, here's the Snopes article to back up
Yeah.
that this isn't true, or you have to do it discreetly, but then there's sort of a, oh, well, I knew that, I was just joking.
Or there's that
There's
no,
a
it's
defense
not.
mechanism.
Then there's the no, it's not. Because I've
Yeah.
seen the no, it's not. It's not fake. And then
Yeah.
you're like, no, it was from scriggityscratch.com / super fake.
And
Like,
Janet Piper says,
on.
I think it's great they're taking action to eliminate fake news. It causes turmoil and needs to stop already.
Yeah.
I hear you, Janet. So thank you all for weighing in on that discussion. That was a good one. Keep the comments coming.
oh yeah. So